Yo, RX back with another breakdown of Noche UFC 3, I guess is what it would be called. It's the third year. It's Lopez versus Silva. We back for another breakdown of a Mexican Independence Day celebration that is, I would say, easily the weakest they have done in terms of card value. Main event wise, I think it's the best main event we've had for Noche so far. But undercard wise, it's an Apex card. Truly. Yeah, it's, I don't know, like, I still like Noche UFC, I like the idea of it, I like the kits they get for it, I think it's super fucking neat. It obviously, last year's was maybe the most visually appealing card we've ever seen, even if I do got PTSD from it, thanks to O'Malley getting fucking mollywopped by Marab, but, can't get that upset this year. But yeah, like, it's still an arena card, so that's cool. Again, San Antonio, Texas, a place they've not held a card in a long time. The last one I can think of was that Cater Emmett, I want to say. So I could be wrong or right with that, but I believe that might be the last time they went to San Antonio, or maybe was it like, where was Sanhagen Cheeto? It was one of those two, I believe. Yeah, obviously this card was meant to be in Mexico, but the arena they were going to use is having renovations, so that sucks. So we're going to San Antonio, so that'll be cool. Wish it was Mexico, but maybe next year. And, yeah, this is obviously Dana's second thing on his mind come Saturday, because obviously he cares more about Canelo and Crawford, which no, I'm not going to be giving a breakdown for or talking about in its own video. I'll just tell you now, I'm picking Bud Crawford. So it kind of sucks that Dana's more focused on that than Noche, but we still got a card, even if it's not the strongest. The main event's phenomenal, the rest of the card is not, but there's a few gems and could be some alright things on it. It's Noche, it's fun, September 13th, Mexican Independence Day. Let's see what happened. Last card before break week again. I know, joy. And let's see what happened. The last two Noche cards were the first one 2 years ago was pretty decent, and the one last year was phenomenal outside the beginning and end of it. The middle part was one of the best cards of last year, and again one of the just most virtually or visually appealing cards of all time, the most visually appealing card of all time in the Sphere. Not in there this year, going to San Antonio. Still for an alright looking card. We'll see how if it overperforms expectations, which knock on wood it does, or does it be the Apex card that it looks like. Time will tell. Of course, I want it to be great. Let's get all finishes and bangers, but time will tell. But before we get there, we gotta break it down, so let's stop rambling. Almost 4 minutes. I think I've said everything I need to say, so let's finally break this shit down by saying the final thing we always gotta say before we get into a breakdown of that or video in general. That is, please like, comment, and subscribe. 200 subs to go by the end of 2025. And with that being said, I think we can begin the breakdown. So we talked about the card, talked about the YouTube bullshit. Sound like we can start to break down to me, so shall we do just that? I think we shall. You ready? I know I am. 14 fights in San Antonio, Texas to celebrate Mexican Independence Day. Let's do it. Noche UFC 3 breakdown. Begin. As we begin with the first fight of the night, a fight that is about a month overdue to happening, but injuries and all that pushed it back. But now we are finally getting it. The welterweight tough finale from this year that was meant to happen on the Hamzat card now happens here to open Noche UFC. That's good. That's finally happening. Long overdue. Better than never happening, and at least they didn't throw this in the Apex. They're still getting an arena shot as they earned Like, not on a pay-per-view, but still, Noche is pretty big. At the beginning of the night with a long overdue fight to crown a welterweight tough champion for season 33. We have to begin Noche UFC. Rodrigo Sezinando versus Daniil Donchenko. Long overdue for this fight to happen. Again, this is meant to happen, I believe, on Hamza Drake's card. That's the same time that Joseph Morales fought Alibi and won the flyweight bracket. So now we get the welterweight bracket. This fight got pushed off because I believe Rodrigo had injuries. I don't remember. It was one of them, but I believe it was Rodrigo. But we are finally getting it now, about a month later. Better late than never. Let's talk about it. I can't believe we're talking about tough in goddamn September, but how we do it. As we begin with the first fighter of the night, the first to advance to the finale, and probably for the worst, because the boring fighter of the season, Rodrigo Sezinando, 8-1, 27 years old, went 2-0 on the show. Oh, they finally got tough up on Tapology. Fuck yeah. I'll just be blunt about it. Rodrigo was the boring fighter of the season. Both his wins, as you see right there, against Diego Bianchini and Jeff Crichton, were both probably the two most boring fights of the season. All he does is take you down and lay on you. It's super boring, and yeah, he's not that fun to watch, and I really don't think he's that good from what I've seen. He's just boring. Like I said, when he had both the most boring fights this season, I really don't know what else to say. I don't like him, I don't respect him, he's boring. So, like, he's winning, but, like, boringly, so he's the Ryan Loder of this season. If you remember Ryan Loder from last season, he was boring. He won by boring wrestling. So, I actually think this fight's a lot like Ryan Loder versus Robert Valentin, but hopefully the wrestler doesn't win this time, so knock on wood. Yeah, I just don't got much good to say about Rodrigo. I think he's boring. He brought down the quality of the fights on the show, and yeah, he's a bum in my opinion. So, he's just too boring to be in the UFC. Which I wish the UFC thought that same thing, because then a lot of fighters who suck would not be on the roster, Evloev. So, looking at Imavov. So, there you go. Just not much to say about Rodrigo. He was the boring fighter of the season. That's simple. And then for his opponent, Daniil Donchenko, funny enough, I brought Robert Valentin. He is teammates with Robert Valentin. 11-2, 24 years old. Now, from the most boring fighter of the season to maybe one of the most entertaining, Daniil's fun. Both his fights were good. His first fight against Richard Martins, he kind of just beat him up for, I think it was only 2 rounds. Pretty dominant performance there, and did some good work. Just kind of schooled him, and looked good. Then in his second fight, the final fight of the season against Mac Dixon, he had a banger. Both guys had good moments, but eventually he was able to put down Matt with a brutal finish and get the win to get to the finale. I like Daniil. He's fun. Is he that great? That's still up for debate. He's young. He's only 24. Again, he is training partners of Robert Valentin, for whatever that's worth. I'm not guessing a lot. He's a good striker, good power, a lot like Robert Valentin in those aspects. What I don't want you to be like Robert Valentin in is, please know how to grapple, please have a chin and defense, and just don't be a can. If you can pass those check marks, I'm happy. But if you can't, then I'm worried. So, yeah, I'm excited to see Daniil here. Definitely, probably one of the more memorable and enjoyable fighters from the season, and hopefully he can get the win here, because it would be nice to have him in the UFC. Like, Robert's already cut because he sucks, so see what Daniil can do. Pretty simple stuff there. Stop some takedowns. And with that being said, we go to our first betting odds of the night, which have Daniil minus 225 to plus 175. Yeah, I don't know if I'd have Daniil that big of a favorite, probably have him around, like, he should be the favorite, but I'd probably lean more minus 190. Like, there is a chance he doesn't know how to grapple, and he kind of just gets grappled fucked. Like, I could see that. That's my main worry. Again, this is very Robert Valentine versus Ryan Loder versus Robert Valentine. Tough finale, so hopefully Daniil can keep it standing and knock out Rodrigo pretty easily. That's what most people are picking. And, yeah, if Daniil can keep it standing, he's going to put Rodrigo out. But if he can't, then he's going to get grapple fucked and we're going to have a boring fight to begin the night, so I don't know, it should be interesting. I would have Daniil like minus 190. He should be the favorite, he should win, but if he can't stop takedowns like his teammate Valentine, he's fucked, so I'm still going to pick Daniil because Rodrigo's a boring can, and I'm going to go Daniil Donchenko by knockout in first to start Noche off with a bang. Keep it standing, stop takedowns, and win. I think it's a pretty basic strategy. Rodrigo's not that good, and Daniil, please knock him out. Knock him out for him wasting 2 episodes with his boring ass fights. Daniil Donchenko by knockout in first, in what should be a hopefully fun final tough finale, but if Daniil doesn't win, then it probably wasn't fun. Give me Daniil by knockout in first. Pretty simple. To begin the night, please stop takedowns. After that, we get back on track. No more tough. All of these are now just normal UFC fights from here on out, which is good. As much as I like tough, it's time to move on from that. It's fucking September, and we move on from that pretty quickly on this card as we head to our second fight of the night, our first female fight of the night, and our only female bantamweight fight of the night, because the other one's at strawweight. Our first of 2 female fights on the prelims. I don't know how the other one's on the prelims, but what can you do? But this one being on the prelims makes sense, even though this is a very interesting fight. You've probably heard why, but if not, I'll tell you in a minute. As we have in our second fight of the night, our first normal fight of the night, our first of 2 female fights tonight, and one more interesting debut, most interesting debut of the night, I would say. We have a very hyped up fighter making their debut with a lot of pressure. If they can live up to it. As we're having our second fight of the night, our Alice Golden Girl Pereira versus Montserrat Monster Rendon. Obviously, I'm guessing most people know the big thing around this fight, but if you don't, I will tell you anyway. The big thing with this fight is Alice Pereira. No, not Alex Pereira's brother, Alice Pereira. I mean, she is not Alex Pereira's sister. That's someone else in Karate Combat. It's a completely different fighter. Person overall. Trust me, I wish it was Alex's sister. Would have been cooler. But no, Alice Pereira is the youngest female fighter to ever fight in the UFC at 19 years old. Please don't be Raul Rosas. Be better. It's a low-ass bar we're asking you to be better than. Please be better. Yeah, so that's the big thing with this fight. The youngest female fighter of all time, 19 years old. Let's see what she can do. Getting a debut in a big spotlight. Gonna be in somewhat enemy territory fighting a crowd favorite, because Mexican, obviously. See what she can do. Getting a arena card, not the Apex or Contender Series. Interesting. I'm intrigued, to say the very least, so let's talk about it, as we'll begin with the debutante, the history maker, not Alex Pereira's sister. It's instead Alice Pereira, 5-0, 19 years old. Not really much I can say, because I don't know much about her, besides her being the youngest fighter, female-wise. Record, not much to speak of. One fight got flagged for being fake, it looks like. Or something along the line, or 2 actually. I have my doubts. I truly do have my doubts about how good this chick can actually be. But clearly the UFC saw something enough to give her a shot, and let's see what she can do. So, It's weird that I'm the same age as her, but weird. But let's see what she can do. I've not heard many people hype her up. I've not seen anything about her fighting, like highlight wise. Of course, we all know they keep pushing that youngest. So let's see if she can live up to it. Will she live up to it, or will she be a can like Raul Rosas? Time will tell. Let's find out. Welcome to the UFC, youngster. And then for her opponent, the veteran and the first of many Mexicans tonight, the OG, who is so much older, Montserrat Rendon, 6-1, 36 years old. Yes, that is almost a 20-year age gap. That's fucking insane. Rendon in UFC is 1-1. In her UFC debut, she came in and beat Tamires Vidal. Looked fine. I think it was more Tamires Vidal is shit and less Montserrat Rendon's good, but no, not here nor there. Then her last fight back in March, so it's been a long layoff for her. She fought Daya Zelezniakova and she looked fine. Debatable if she won that fight. I remember calling her robbery at the time, but rewatching it, it was closer than I thought. Did I leave it on the robbery list? No. So yeah, it felt like the right score. And now she's 1-1, making her first fight out of the Apex and first fight in a while. Yeah, I don't have much to say about Rendon. I don't think she's bad by any means, but she's not a needle mover. She's not going to do much in the UFC. Like, she's already 36. She's 1-1. Yeah, she's getting used as just cannon fodder here, and she's not that active. So, we'll see what she can do. The crafty veteran chick can probably hold large here if Pereira is not good, so I will not be shocked if Rendon pulled the upset. But time will tell. Time will definitely tell. Good to see her back after a long time away. About 1.5 years exactly. Let's see what she can do. First Mexican of the night. Gonna have a lot of pressure on her just for that alone, let alone a lot of other things. Let's see what she can do. The betting odds have Pereira minus 205 to plus 175. That might be a bit of a reach. I probably would lean more at Pereira minus like 170 to 180. Like, yeah, more than likely she wins. But it will be... She's so young. And if she's not ready for the moment, she's inexperienced, just not that good, then Rendon could spring the upset here. She's more experienced, she's older, and I know record-wise, not much more experienced, but still more experienced. We'll see. It's a very interesting fight. It all comes down to how good Pereira is. Hopefully it's not a waste of a signing and she actually has a little bit of talent, but time will definitely tell in that regard. Give me the youngster, give me the debutante, give me the youngest female fighter of all time. Give me Alice Pereira by decision. Hard not to pick her here. As much as I think Rendon could pull off the upset, I wouldn't be confident in it, being so old and on such a long layoff. I'll give some face to what's the height here? She's taller. Yeah, give me Pereira by decision. I'll believe the hype. I'll see what she can do. Let's see, man. Give me Alice Pereira by decision. I'm intrigued to see what she can do here. I truly am. So, Rendon could spring the upset. As unlikely as it is, she could. But I'm gonna go Alice Pereira by decision. See what she can do. Again, all we're asking is for you to be better than Raul Rosas. Low ass bar. There you go. After that, we get to our third fight of the night, our second UFC fight of the night, and back to the men for a little bit. And this time we go to flyweight for the first of 2 times on this prelims, and this is definitely the better flyweight fight, but it's lower on the card somehow. Don't ask questions. And also we have our first male debutant of the night, first of 2, I believe. Yeah, I believe 2 debutants, so we'll see how they do. And then we have in our third fight of the night in the flyweight division a pretty easy fight to predict unless the new guy is actually good, but I have my doubts. We have in our third fight of the night at flyweight our second debut of the night, Alessandro Nono Costa versus Alden Cobra Coria? I guess that's how you'd say it. Yeah, not really the hardest fight to pick here. Again, unless the debuting guy that's pretty good, which I doubt. This should be a pretty easy fight to predict, so yeah. Let's get into it. As we begin with the Brazilian here, who obviously is not the debutant. He was meant to be on this card, but his opponent, who was Edgar Suarez, pulled out, which sucks, because that would have been such a good fight. But it's good to see Alessandro Costa still on the card. Good to see him back, 14-4, 29 years old. I really like Alessandro Costa. I think the dude's good. Like, I wish he was more active. The first fight since May of last year. He's good, man. He could be a top 15 guy in my opinion. I know he's 2-2 in the UFC, but look at, like, if you look at his UFC career, debuted on short notice against Emil Albazi, who was still hyped up at the time in the top 5. Then ran through Jimmy Flick, then ran into Steve Ursay when he was still good, and then in the last fight beat Kevin Borjas pretty easily. He's fucking good, man. Like, I know, again, 2-2 is not the nicest record, and I get those losses have not aged great, but he's still good. He's from the Diego Lopez, Alexa Grasso, Irene Aldana camp, and he's just pretty good. He has good kicks, good striking, good grappling. I like Costa. Again, I think he'd be a top 15 guy if he was more active. And it's good to see him back here. Again, I wish Edgar Suarez stayed in the fight, because God, would that have been a fucking banger. But, whatever, what can you really do? We're still getting Alessandro Costa back, which is awesome. And, we'll see what he can do in his return. Noche, I think this is the first time he's been on Noche, so that's cool. Let's see what he can do, man. Good to see Nono back. And let's see if he can start the night off right for his camp. Diego in the main event. Him third fight of the night. Got a lot on the line here. No Grasso or Irene, sadly. That sucks. And then for the debuting opponent stepping in for Edgar Suarez, we have Alden Coria, 10-3, 27 years old. Obviously making his debut here, like I said, on short notice. I've never heard of this dude in my life until he signed for this fight. Good luck to him. Not seeing anything that interesting on his resume. No notable opponents, really. Was meant to fight Nick Piccinini in Fury. He is coming from Fury, so it's a little more respectable than some other promotions. His last win is coming off a guy who is 4-7-1. Yeah, this guy didn't get his ass beat, ain't he? More than likely. Yeah, good luck. Maybe against an easier opponent he might do alright, but against Alessandro Costa, this dude's gonna get fucked up. Good luck, buddy. The bang odds to have this fight, Alessandro Costa -400 to +300. Yeah, I can't really disagree too much. Costa should win. He's better. Like, he's a top 15 level guy. Correa is a random debuting guy. So, Costa should win this fight. So, I don't like a long layoff for him, but he just should win it. He's better. He's a top 15 level guy. Give me Alessandro Costa by decision. Should not be a hard night for him. Fighting it compared to Edgar Suarez, a lot of fights are a walk in the park. This is a pretty easy win for Costa. Not my lock of the night. I considered it, but I didn't pick him. But I'm picking him to just win in general, so give me Alessandro Costa by decision. He should win. Pretty simple. Not much to say. Maybe Correa's good, but you better be damn good to beat Alessandro Costa on short notice in your debut. Costa by decision. Simple. After that, we go to our fourth fight of the night, a super easy fight to predict, a fight I'm not going to waste a lot of time on, because not a lot of time needs to be wasted on this fight or this piece of shit human being. As we have in our fourth fight of the night in the middleweight division for the first of 3 times tonight, and all of them are pretty weak fights. This might be the best one, to be honest. We have in our fourth fight of the night in the middleweight division a fight that's going to end one way or in one way only in a first round finish. As we have in our fourth fight of the night at middleweight, a for sure finish between Zach the Savage Reese versus Sedriques the Reaper Dumbass. Not a whole lot to say here. I'm not going to both guys' careers because it really doesn't matter. Zach Reese is a 1-round fighter. Either he gets knocked out or he knocks you out. What was his last fight? Oh yeah, that shitty Duško Todorović fight. Sedriques Dumas is a terrible piece of shit human being that should not even be on the roster and should be in a jail cell. Give me Zach Reese by knockout in the first. Please, Zach, do one good thing in your career and knock out Sedriques Dumas. He's a piece of shit. Fuck him. I don't know how he's still signed, but what can you do? He can go fuck himself, because he should be in a jail cell. So, give me Zach Reese by knockout in the first. Can we... One good thing in this world, that's seeing Sedriques Dumas get beat up every time he fights, because he's a bitch. Zach Reese knockout round 1. Please. After that, we go to our fifth fight of the night. Maybe the hardest prelim to predict. Maybe just the hardest fight on the card in general to predict because it's pretty low level in my opinion. I really don't think either of these guys are that phenomenal. As we have in our fifth fight of the night, back at flyweight for definitely the lesser of the 2 flyweight fights on the prelims. We have maybe the hardest prelim to predict, just because neither of these guys are that good. We have Jesus Aguilar versus Luis Gurule. Yeah, not really a banger here in my opinion. Again, this fight I think is pretty difficult to predict, mainly because I just think both guys are pretty below average. Jesus Aguilar is the size of a child and just not that great to begin with. Luis Gurule got fraud checked by Ode Osborne. Yeah, this fight's not screaming my top excitement levels, but it should still be alright, hopefully. So let's talk about it. We'll begin with the Mexican Jesus Aguilar, 11-3, 29 years old, 5'4", again, child size, still taller than Henry Cejudo. 3-2 in the UFC, coming out with Contender Series, first time saying that tonight. He did go on a 3-fight winning streak to about a year or 2 ago, and that 3-fight winning streak was Shannon Ross, Mateus Mendonca, remember that guy? That's a name from the past, and Stuart Nickel. His 2 losses have been Tatsuro Taira and Rafael Esteban. So he's beat cans and lost to undefeated guys. Yeah, sounds about right. How the fuck did he have a win against Edgar Shirez? Yeah, I don't think much of Jesus. He's fine. He's tiny. He has a little bit of punching power, but he's not really a good striker. His grappling, if he can get it going, is alright, but it's never been phenomenal. Mainly, he has good submissions, but again, it's nothing phenomenal. He's fine. He's never going to be a top 15 dude, but he's a fine guy to test, like, young guys and give them a run for their money, like we've seen him do in the past. There's been guys like Mendonca and Stuart Nickel. He's fine. I just don't really know what else I need to say. Not a guy who I love predicting, because he's inconsistent, but he's fine. Yeah. Power, kind of, grappling, sort of, good submissions, short. He's pretty below average in my opinion. And then his opponent, the now fraud-checked Luis Gurule, 10-1, 31 years old, 0-1 in UFC, coming off a win on the Contender Series where he beat said Nick Piccinini. He did get a contract for that fight, even though it was a decision and not the greatest one in the world at that. But, yeah, that was a debatable contract. And then in his debut earlier in the year, he fought Ode Osborne and got knocked out. I get Ode Osborne has gotten better. He just looked good against Steve Erceg, but should you really be getting fraud checked by Ode Osborne? I would say no, but maybe that's just me. Now he's getting, in my opinion, a step down from Ode, getting a opponent of Jesus Aguilar's level. It gonna be the enemy here, with it being Noche, but let's see what Luis can do here. Out of the Apex, maybe not having debut jitters. We'll see what he can do here. He's a okay fighter. We saw in the Contender Series he can like stop takedowns and grapple pretty alright. So we know that's in his back pocket, but yeah, like his striking's like he's not great. Like he's just not really great. Again, he has some good takedown defense. Like again, Nick Piccinini's a lot better of a grappler than fucking Jesus Aguilar, so stopping his takedown is kind of impressive, and yeah, we'll see what Luis can do here. Just not really a whole lot to say about a guy who I've watched fight twice, and they've been either a forgettable Contender Series win and then a fraud checking, so I don't know. We'll see what happens here between two very below average flyweights. The bang odds for this fight have Luis Gurule minus 195 to plus 165. That's kind of wide odds in my opinion. I don't really agree with those odds. I would probably lean more having Gurule like a tiny favorite, like minus 135, 140. Like, yeah, more. Wow, people picking Jesus. More than likely, Gurule should win this, but it's not a very high-level fight, just to be fucking honest with you. I could see this going either way. Again, I think this is probably the hardest fight on the card to predict, because neither guy is that good. But I'm gonna lean with... Fuck, this is not a good fight. This is one a lot of people are gonna get it wrong. Yeah, I'm gonna go Gurule. I think he can keep the fight standing and win. That's what he did against Nick Piccinini. I think he can do the same here. Give me Luis Gurule by decision. I worry that he could end up getting submitted or even knocked out, because we saw his chin's kind of shit. But if he can survive, fight smart like he did against Piccinini, and again, he stopped his takedowns, he was a much better grappler than Jesus. I think he can fight smart and win again here, so give me Luis Gurule by decision. I think he can get the nod here. Just keep standing, don't get knocked out, and win. I won't be shocked if Jesus wins, but I'm gonna lean the betting favorite, but the Tapology underdog. Give me Luis Gurule by decision. This is gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be definitely one I'm gonna stay away from when it comes to confidence or anything revolving parlays with J-Beards. So, but picks wise, having to make a pick, give me Gurule by decision. Not a fight I'm confident in, but if I have to lean aside, give me a guy who I think can keep it standing and fight smarter. Gurule by decision. There you go. Over the halfway point now of the prelims as we head to our 6th fight of them. No, this is not a Tapology error. This fight is actually on the prelims for some reason. I don't know why or how either. As we have in our 6th fight of the night in the top 5 of women's strawweight. A fight that is alright, predictable, but alright. We have somehow on the prelims top 5 fight at strawweight. God, UFC is stupid. As we have Tatiana, Suarez versus Amandina Lemos. Yeah, this is really on the prelims for some reason, even though it's a top 5 fight, literally. UFC's fucking stupid, but we knew that already, so what else can you really say? About really all you can say about this fight, there's not really much else to be said here. We know what's gonna happen, but we can talk about the fighters real quick. I'll begin with the recently fraud checked, but now back for more, staying more active after losing than she was when she was winning. Logic. The 10-1 Tatiana Suarez, 34 years old, 7-1 in the UFC, coming off getting embarrassed by Wei Li, where she just showed she had nothing. Again, just got completely fraud checked. Yeah. She is a one-dimensional wrestler. What can you say? She never thought to get better, and she paid for it. And now she's back, finally staying active after losing for some fucking reason. And let's see what she does here after losing. Her boyfriend Patchy Mix is a complete joke of a fighter. She's still better than he will ever be. So let's see what she can do. We know what she's gonna try and do. She can't throw a fucking punch, so she's just gonna try and grapple for 15 minutes. Will it work? Well, it probably should, because she is fighting the 50-year-old non-grappler Amanda Lemos, 15-4-1, 38 years old, gonna be 39 next year, 9-4 in the UFC. Not a whole lot to say about Amanda Lemos. I think we all know Lemos by now. She hits really hard. She's a decent striker, but her grappling sucks. I guess she did out-grapple Asmin Lucindo, but Asmin Lucindo is not very good. And, yeah, she also fought Whaley and did even worse than Tatiana did. Yeah, she's just not good. We've seen her get grapple fucked before, so it's not some new fucking concept. And, by Whaley, no less. So, yeah, not a whole lot more to say. So, yeah. We all know we're getting for Lemos, big power, and that's about that. The betting odds for this fight have Tatiana Suarez minus 425 to plus 330. Yeah, Suarez is going to grapple fuck her for 15 minutes. I don't really think anyone's going to be shocked with that being said. Yeah. Tatiana Suarez by decision. Lemos has never been a good grappler. Again, Whaley manhandled her. So what the fuck is Tatiana gonna do when that's the only thing Tatiana's good at is just grapple fucking you? So yeah, give me Tatiana Suarez by decision. Pretty simple fight to predict. Don't think I'm breaking new ground or shocking anyone with that prediction. And yeah, Tatiana Suarez by decision. Pretty easy pick. She's just gonna spam takedowns and win. There you go. Tatiana Suarez by decision. After that, we go to our co-main event of the prelims, a fight that I'm shocked this is happening in 2025 and not 2019, because how the fuck are these two still on the roster? It's been so long since either of them have fought. As we have in our co-main event of the prelims, in the lightweight division, a double return fight, because neither of these dudes have fought in over a year. We have somehow this fight above Tatiana, or Tatiana somehow under half of these fights. We have in our co-main event of the prelims at lightweight a double return fight between two dudes that are somehow still on the roster, between the Prince of Peru, Claudio Puelles, versus Neto BJJ Joaquim Silva. Yeah, these two are still on the roster somehow. I don't know how or why either. Puelles making his first fight in a year and a half, and Joaquim Silva making his first fight in a year and a half. Someone's gonna be rusty, both of them, or neither of them. I don't know, but yeah, this fight is about 4 years late, to say the least, and let's talk about it. And we'll begin with the Prince of Peru, Mr. Knee Bar himself, Claudio Puelles, 12-4, 29 years old, 5-3 in the UFC. He started off in the UFC with such potential, coming off the Ultimate Fighter, made it to the finale, got knocked out, then went on a 5-fight winning streak. Guys are like, who the fuck is Marcos Mariano? What the fuck? beating guys like Felipe Silva, Marcos Mariano, Jordan Levitt, Chris Kurtzmacher, and Clay Guida, and then he lost 2 in a row against Dan Hooker and Firas Ziam, where he has been completely exposed to being ass. The long story short of Claudio Puelles is he's just a lightweight Ryan Hall. He knows one move, knee bar. Can't strike, can't really grapple, has shit cardio. Yeah, he sucks. He's just a lightweight Ryan Hall. All he's gonna do for 15 minutes is roll for your knees. That's all he did against Dan Hooker. That's all he did against Firas Ziam. And that's all he's gonna do here, unless he learned how to strike out of nowhere, which I'm gonna say he didn't. He still sucks. Like, he's, again, just a lightweight Ryan Hall. So, unless he's severely improved in the last couple years away, which I have strong doubts about, he's going to be the same Ryan Hall wannabe that we've seen for years from him. So, yeah, it's probably going to be his 3rd loss and get cut, and that's that. At least he's back, so we can finally get him off the roster when he loses. And then for the opponent, the also returning, very old, but still here, Neto BJJ, Joaquim Silva, 13-5, 36 years old, 6-5 in UFC. He's had an up and down UFC career. His wins have been, I'm gonna try that name, Andrew Holbrook. He's coming off the Ultimate Fighter as well. Raza Madada, Jared Gordon, that's aged pretty well. Jesse Ronson and Clay Guida. Both guys got wins over Clay Guida. Assholes. His losses in UFC have been Vince Pichel, Nazar Hakparas, Ricky Glenn, Arman Sarukian, and Drakkar Klose. Joaquim the last couple years has been pretty interesting. Like, just in the last couple fights, he knocked out Jesse Ronson. I believe was he an underdog in that fight? No, he was a tiny favorite. Then he got a fight against Arman Sarukian and actually did alright for himself, shockingly. Then had a banger of Clay Guida. Then had a decent fight with Drakkar Klose. Like, he's not bad. He's gotten older, so he is now 36, which is kind of a red flag, but when he's on, he's not that bad. He's tough, he has good striking, good grappling. He's a little older, but his cardio is still, he's fine. He's a perfectly fine fighter. We'll see how rusty he's gonna be after a long layoff at his age, but yeah, we'll see how he does here. Pretty, simple stuff. Not really much else to say. Good to see him back. The bang odds have Joaquim minus 140 to plus 115. Yeah, you can move Silva up even a little bit as a favorite. You can have him upwards like minus 160, 165 at most, I would say. He should win this fight if he can just stop Puelles from... Wow, Puelles is the favorite? Wow. If he can just stop Puelles from rolling for his legs, then Joaquim should be able to win this fight. Like, he's the better striker. He's gonna be able to escape the ground if he doesn't get knee barred. He has better cardio. He could finish Puelles, to be honest. But I'm gonna say more than likely he probably just... This is a lot like the Dan Hooker and Firas Ziam fight, where Puelles keeps rolling around, getting told to get up, and that will be most of the fight. So I'm gonna say Joaquim Silva by decision. He should win this, unless he gets knee barred in round 1. He should win this pretty easily, unless Puelles knows how to strike now, which I fucking doubt it. I'm going Joaquim Silva to win this easily. Just don't get submitted. So give me Neto BJJ by decision in a double return fight for the ages, and for Joaquim Silva, there's many of those on him. And, yeah, give me Neto BJJ by decision. Don't get knee barred. Pretty simple. And then finally, from our co-main to our prelim main event, how the fuck is this even on a UFC card? This would not even pass in PFL. As we have in our feature prelim, a fight I'm going to run through with ease because it's fucking pathetic. We have in our featured prelim in the middleweight division a Can versus Can battle that I can't even believe I'm going to watch with my own two eyes, and one of them actually has to win. We have to end the prelims the worst fight on the card, José Chico Medina versus Duško Thunder Todorović. This is one of the most pathetic fights I've ever seen in my life. What the fuck am I meant to say here? This fight's garbage. José Medina's a can. Like, no, he's... I don't even know why he's here. I don't know what fucking pictures he has of Dana White, but there's no world he should still be here. Duško Todorović, holy shit, I've been calling him a can for 5 years. The Patrick Star over there is fucking ass. This fight's garbage. I'm picking Duško Todorović, which that's a sentence I never want to say in my life, and I'm going decision. I know he doesn't win by decision too often, but José Medina's tough to finish. Duško does not have the finishing power or ability of a Diva Gutiérrez, and I'm going Duško Todorović by decision. This fight sucks. These two are garbage. This should be an LFA prelim. This is pathetic. Come on, UFC. This fight's not even gonna be good. Todorović by decision in a waste of fucking space fight. That's the nicest thing I could say. Pathetic excuse for a fight to end the prelims. Give me Todorović by decision. And there you go. Those are the prelims. They are a weird-ass mixed bag. A, they're ordered like shit. B, some of the fights are shit. It starts off pretty good. I don't mind this. This is pretty good. But then, this should be on the main card. Okay, but why is it so high? Why is this even allowed to be on anything? A better order would make this look a lot better, but with this fucky order and just some of the fights at the end of the prelim being kind of fucky in their own right, it's just not my favorite prelims, but there's some potential with them. Hopefully they're good, and we'll see. We'll see. Knock on wood, we get a great prelims, but yeah, they look they're fucking weird. Just ordered like shit. But whatever. That's the prelims done. 47 minutes in. We got 6 more fights to break down. So shall we get into it? I say we shall. 6 more fights from San Antonio, Texas to celebrate Mexican Independence Day. And we begin with a fight on the only other fight to change on, well, actually that's a lie. The second of 3 fights on this card to change on short notice, and 1 of 2 on the main card. Great. As we have in our main card opener, no, I don't know why this is on the main card either, but it is. As we have to open the main card in the bantamweight division, a fight that should not be on the main card, but it is, so hopefully it lives up to whatever the UFC thinks it's gonna be. As we have on short notice, our main card opener at bantamweight, the last debut of the night, and it's getting a big spotlight, Santiago Border Boy Luna, did I read that right? Border Boy, hell yeah, versus Quang Bang Lee. Why is this opening the main card? Why is a random short-notice debutant versus Quang Lee opening the main card? Originally, Quang Lee was meant to fight David Martinez, who we'll talk about later. Obviously, David got pulled for the co-main, and now Quang got a new opponent that is Luna, which is cool. That part's fine. Why is it opening the main card? Why is it on the main card? They better fucking praise this Luna kid's good, or they're gonna look like fucking morons. Let's talk about it. We'll begin with the last debutant of the night, Border Boy Santiago Luna, 6-0, 21 years old, another child, debuting on this card. I've never seen or heard about this kid a day in my fucking life. all finishes, went to round 3 a few times. We'll see what this guy can do. Getting the big spotlight against a semi-tough debut opponent, coming from some pretty regional-ass promotions. We'll see what he can do. Cool nickname. See what the guy can do. 21 years old. Probably gonna be on Contender Series or Tough or some shit, but they called him in early. See what the kid can do. Not really no notable names on his record. Not really much I can say. And then for the opponent, Quang Lee, 9-2, 1-2 in the UFC. His 2 losses were his first 2 UFC fights against Chris Gutierrez and Long Zhao. The Gutierrez fight he actually did really good in. Did I still think that was a robbery? No, I took that out of the robbery list as well. Live it looked like a robbery, but I guess it wasn't after all. And then in his last fight, he got his first UFC win against Gaston Bolanos, where, like everyone who fights Gaston Bolanos, he just grappled him because he was scared to fight him. Yeah, Quang Lee is pretty below average in my opinion. Again, he looked fine against Gutierrez, but at short notice, got destroyed by Long Zhao, which is understandable, and then was, like everyone was scared to fight Gaston Bolanos. He's mid, he's mid. He has some striking ability and some grappling ability. He's well-rounded, but I don't think he's phenomenal or anything. He's fine, but I just don't think much of him. Yeah, he's fine. Just not really sure what else I can say. Like, especially for bantamweight standards, he's very below average. It's Quang Lee. He's gonna get smashed by Dave Martinez. He has a more winnable fight here, at least, so good for him. See what he can do with the big spotlights on him as well, because first time ever being on, well, no second main card, but first time in an arena. The last time was in the Apex, which is meaningless, so see what he can do. The Bang-On's first fight are a borderline pick'em. I believe Lee might be a tiny favorite right now, like -130. Yeah, I'd probably keep this a pick'em. We know nothing about Luna. We know Lee's pretty mid. Pretty hard fight to predict. What's the height? 5'9", 5'6". Luna's actually the favorite. Yeah, this is a pretty tough one to predict, because again, we don't know what we're getting of Luna, and we know Quang Lee's pretty mid. You could flip a coin and pick this one pretty safely, or unsafely, whichever term you'd like to use. Which way am I leaning here? I'm making this pick on the spot. I really have no idea who I'm picking, but right now I'm leaning towards... Fuck it. Give me Border Boy. Give me the debutant. Give me the Mexican to open the main card. Give me Santiago Luna to get the win on short notice. If he's good, or even like average, he can beat Quang Lee, because Quang Lee's mid. If he's not all that, then yeah, Quang Lee's gonna beat his ass. But if this kid's good, which I'm guessing he has to be a little bit, I'd hope UFC scouting talent who doesn't suck. But I'm gonna lean. I'll fucking take the risk. I'll take a shot on the kid. Give me Santiago Luna by decision. Yeah, it's a risky one, but fuck it. High risk, high reward. If he loses, it was worth a shot, because we don't know much about him. I know Quang Lee very well. He's mid, but don't know Luna. So give me the debutant. Give me Luna by decision. It's risky. I'm not confident. But I have to make a pick. What I'm feeling at this moment in time in this complete pick'em of a fight. Give me the Border Boy by decision. Santiago Luna. Fuck it. I'll go Team Mexico to open the main card. I don't think I've picked the Mexicans mainly yet, so fucking let's give them a win, man. Give me Luna by decision. After that, we go to our second fight of the main card. I think the most recent fight booked. Yeah, I believe it is, because this was booked like a week or two ago. Obviously, because both these guys have been, one dude just fought, and the other dude tried to fight like a month ago, so boys staying active, and it gets us a okay fight here. I don't think it's a main card level fight. It's still alright, and on this card I guess it is. As we have in our second fight of the main card, in the lightweight division, it's one of two lightweight fights on the main card. Is this one better than the other one? I would say no. We have in our second fight of the main card the most recent fight booked on for the card in general, because both these guys were, I believe, meant to be on the same card, but now they're fighting each other about a month later. We have in our second fight of the main card, Alexander the Great Ape Hernandez versus Diego Ferreira. I don't know why they don't have Carlos. It's Carlos Diego Ferreira. Yeah, this fight, obviously, both these guys are staying active. Hernandez just fought a couple weeks ago in a fluke win. Diego Ferreira was meant to fight Bobby Green, I think on the same card, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, so both these guys are locked and ready to go again. Don't really need to do much for breakdown, because I just talked about Alexander Hernandez. I guess I will talk about CDF real quick. For Carlos Diego Ferreira, 19-6, 40 years old, going to be 41 in January, 10-6 in UFC, not going to go down his whole UFC career. For his last couple fights, he went on a bad losing streak for a while, but then he came back, crushed Michael Johnson, crushed Montez Rambecki, and then got cuddled by Grant Dawson, because Grant Dawson's a can. But, yeah, Carlos Diego Ferreira is still pretty damn good. Even at 40, he still is pretty good. Yeah, like beating MJ and Rambecki at what, 38, 39 is insane. And again, Diego's pretty fucking good still. So yeah, not really much else you can say. Yeah, not gonna. We went down until UFC career. We'd be here a hot minute, but dude's pretty good. Dude is still pretty good, and see what he can do here, coming off getting cuddled by Grant Dawson in a fight no one remembers, because Grant Dawson's the most boring fighter on the roster. The payouts for his fight are fucking insane, even though they're not right here anymore. They had Alexander Hernandez a favorite at first, but now they are a pick'em. Yeah, I think it's a pick'em as of right now, which I don't know how it's even that. Diego Ferreira should be a favorite, bare minimum minus 150. Hernandez is shit. I don't care about that fucking Chase Hooper one. A, that was an early stoppage, and B, even if there wasn't, Diego Ferreira is much better than Chase Hooper, just in striking alone. So, like, if we take where's Hernandez gonna win this fight? Striking. Diego's better. Grappling. Hernandez can't grapple. Diego should win this. I don't know why he was the underdog at first. I don't know why it's a pick'em at the moment. He should be the favorite. I'm 110% going Carlos Diego Ferreira by decision. There's no world he should fucking lose his fight to Alexander Hernandez, who is shit. I don't care what anyone says. Alexander Hernandez is garbage, and I will continue to believe that. He's on a fake 3-fight winning streak. Diego Ferreira's gonna beat him. I don't know what else you want me to say. Give me Diego Ferreira by decision. I can't say anything else, because if I say anything else, it would be a waste of your time and mine. Diego Ferreira is just better. Hernandez is a can. Diego Ferreira by decision easily. No idea why he's not bare minimum minus 150, if not even bigger of a favorite. Pretty simple. After that, we go to our third fight of the main card. Back at middleweight for another shit fight, but at least this one will take about a minute to break down, because there's not much to fucking break down. We already know what's gonna happen here. We already know what this fight is. What can we really add to it? As we have in our third fight of the main card, our last fight on middleweight, thankfully, we have fucking the UFC handing someone a layup in our third fight of the main card between Kelvin Gastelum versus Dustin Stoltzfus. What can I really say here? UFC's handing Kelvin Gastelum a win. It's that simple. Kelvin Gastelum by decision, my lock of the night. There's no world he should lose to Dustin Stoltzfus, because I know how he would. Knockout? No. Submission? No. Striking match? No. Grappling match? No. Like, Dustin Stoltzfus is shit. Kelvin Gastelum is going to win this one easily. This is such a pathetic, almost insulting fight for Gastelum. Like, this is a downgrade from Joe Pyfer. And that says a lot. Joe Pyfer's ass. And this makes Joe Pyfer look like Alex fucking Pereira. Like, what the fuck, man? But UFC wants Kelvin to win. They found as easy an opponent as they could to get him that win, if he can actually make weight. We know him. The Burger King Andy Ruiz is definitely going to struggle to make weight, like always. But if he can get that done and still make it to the fight, then he's going to win easily. So, yeah. Kelvin Gastelum by decision, lock of the night. There's no world he should lose to Dustin Stoltzfus. If he does, you gotta cut him. It's that simple, you just gotta fucking cut him. So, KG, as much as I hate calling him a lock of the night, because I don't trust his fat ass, he should win. Give me KG by decision. Lock of the night. Either stupidly or just safely. We're gonna find out on Saturday. Next, the fourth fight of the main card, going back to lightweight for a fight that is better than the Hernandez fight, but also just as easily predictable as the Hernandez fight. As we have in our fourth fight of the main card, the co-main to the co-main, back out lightweight one more time tonight for a alright fight. I don't think it's going to be a barn burner, but it should be alright. As we have in our fourth fight of the main card, the co-main to the co-main out lightweight, Jared Flash Gordon versus Gifted Rafa Garcia. Pretty fine fight here, nothing amazing. It might be a little too high on the card, and it's right not even a main card level fight, and if the card was actually good. But, yeah, this is an Apex prelim level fight. It's fine, but it's nothing amazing. Always good to see Jared Gordon, because he's actually really fucking good, weirdly. And Rafa Garcia is shit, but Jared Gordon's good. So, let's talk about him. And we'll begin with the Flash, Jared Gordon, 21-7. 37 years old, 9-6-1 in UFC. I'm not gonna go down his whole UFC career because it's not really a point to, because kind of gotta talk about in two parts. The first part where he was a journeyman, and now the part where he's actually good. It's in the last 5 fights. After he beat Paddy Pimblett, he had that weird fight with Bobby Green, but since that fight, beat Mark Madsen. A lot of people think he beat after a hack press. He did have a banger, but I don't think he won that fight. And brutalized Thiago Moises in a shocking dismantling. Yeah, Jared Gordon's good, man. He is truly just really solid as a fighter. Like, again, ever since that Paddy Pimblett win, he's just been really consistently, like, decent. Besides that Bobby Green fight. Outside of that, he's been pretty consistently good, and good for him. Good for him. He seems like a good guy, and he's having some fun fights. Again, that Thiago Moises knockout was vicious, and, dude's making a terror. No, he's not going to be a champion. No, he's not going to be top 15, and no, he wouldn't beat guys like Oralby, Rebovics, etc. But he could be a top 25, 30 guy in the division. That's, I think, what he is. That's what he is right now. So, again, he beat Paddy Pimblett, who the UFC is telling you is good. He's not. But Jared Gordon beat him, so it's gonna be. We'll see how he does here. Not the first time he's been in enemy territory, and definitely the guy the UFC wants to lose. So let's see what happens. Always good to see Flash on the card, and he's good, man. Ever since that Paddy fight, he went from nobody journeyman to pretty fucking decent. And then for his opponent, Rafa Garcia. Not as much good things to say about him. 17-4, 31 years old, 5-4 in the UFC. His wins have been Natan Levy, Jesse Ronson, Machate, Clay Guida, and Vince Pichel. Ugh. His losses have been Nazareth Hackparas, Chris Gritzmacher, Drakkar Klose, and Grant Dawson. Yeah, not many notable wins there. Like, if you go down a list of wins for Hoffa, Levy's a can, Jesse Ronson's a can, Machate's a can, Clay Guida was 50, and Vince Pichel, he looks so ass against. And in his losses, Nazareth, he actually put up a good fight there for his debut. Then he put up no fight against Chris Gritzmacher, got beat pretty soundly by Drakkar Klose, and got dismantled by Grant Dawson. Hoffa's not good. Like, I've been thinking that for a minute, and like, for a while I was like, okay, maybe he's alright. No, he's not good at all. Like, he's struggled with, even in some of those wins he's struggled, and then against some tomato cans he's lost to, he's struggled. It's like, this dude's not good. He's fighting, like, beyond below average competition, and having tough fights doing it. So, I just don't think he's that good. He looked shit against Vince Pichel in a fight a lot of people think he lost. I'm done with pretending Rafa Garcia's good. People can keep pretending he's alright. He's not. He's not. I think he's on the lower echelon of the division. Fuck, just compared to lightweights, he's on the same tier as Carlos Prates. He sucks. So, I just don't know what you want me to say. I've seen him fight so many times now, and most of the time he looks mid as shit against easy competition, where he's getting his ass beat. Like, he's just not good. I don't really know what else I'm meant to say. I'm not gonna hype up a dude who I don't think is good. So, he's just not good. The betting odds are agreeing with me here, having Jared Gordon minus 275 to plus 225. Yeah, Jared Gordon should win this fight easily. He's way better. His last 5 fights compared to Rafa Garcia's career, Jared Gordon's way fucking better. He's going to win this fight. He's not going to knock him out because Rafa Garcia has a good chin. But Jared Gordon's going to dismantle Garcia. Give me Jared Gordon by decision. Like, he should win this fight pretty fucking soundly. Like, Rafa's just not good. Jared Gordon is pretty good. Give me Jared Gordon all day by decision. If he finished him, that'd be insanely impressive, but I don't see that happening. I think he's just gonna outclass him for 15 minutes and win, so give me Jared Gordon by decision. He should win. It's that simple. He should win this fight. He's just better. Rafa Garcia is shit. Truly, it's about that simple. Jared Gordon all fucking day. No questions. Simple. After that, we get to our co-main event of the evening. A fight has been changed on short notice, but we finally did end up with a co-main, and man, is it a pretty easy one to predict, because, yeah, this is just a mismatching, because someone's not ready for a fight like this. As we have our co-main event of the evening in the bantamweight division on short notice, after some switching around, we now have our co-main event of the evening at bantamweight. Not a great one, but at least better than a Jared Gordon co-main, I guess, or Kelvin Gastelum. We have Rob Font versus the Black Spartan David Martinez. Yes, a Rob Font co-main in 2025. Joy. I'll just cut to the chase here. Rob Font's gonna win this fight. Obviously this was meant to be Rob Font versus Raul Rosas. Raul Rosas, I don't know, fucked up his ugliness and pulled out sadly, which I would have loved to see Raul Rosas get his fucking chin knocked around his head. But no luck. Now it's poor David Martinez who's going to get fraud checked because he's not ready for a fight like this. Rob Font by decision. What else do you want me to say? I want Martinez to win because I think Rob Font sucks. I've never thought he was good. But he should be able to beat Martinez. Like, Jesus, this fucking... we're not recording that early, fuck. Yeah, Font should win this fight. I know Gene Matsumoto beat him, but Matsumoto's way better than Martinez. I don't think Martinez sucks, but yeah, he's getting fraud checked here. Font should beat him, and yeah, give me Rob Font by decision. Pretty simple pick there. I hope I'm wrong. I would love Dave Martinez to win this fight because I think Rob Font sucks. But give me Rob Font by decision. Martinez is not ready for a fight like this, and he's going to get frauded. There we go. And then, our main event of the evening. Finally, an hour and 10 minutes later, we finally hit the main event. The best main event in Noche history up to this point. Better than Grasso and Shevchenko. Better than O'Malley and Merab by a landslide. We have in our main event of the evening one of the best fights on paper of the year, maybe. Got the coolest poster of the year. Two fan favorites that we all love. Gonna have a banger that shouldn't need more than a round or two at most. As we have in the main event of the evening in the featherweight division. A banger of bangers between fan favorites to end Noche UFC with two Brazilians. Don't look into the details. Don't use logic. He's Mexican, we swear. As we have in our main event of the evening to end Noche UFC, the best fight on Saturday night, way better than Canelo and Crawford. We have Diego Lopez versus Gene Lord Silva. What a fucking fight this is. Diego Lopez, we all love because he's awesome. Gene Silva, we all love because he's awesome. What else could you ask for to end a card? A phenomenal main event. Someone's gonna get finished, and this fight's gonna be amazing for as little as it lasts. What a way to end Noche UFC with two Brazilians. But Diego can think he's Mexican. He's with Alexa Grasso. I won't fucking argue with him. What a fight. Sad thing, if we cut to the chase, because I don't need to go in depth on these guys. We know Diego Lopez coming off the Volk loss, his first L in the UFC, one of the best featherweights in the world, good striking, powerful as shit, amazing grappling. Yeah. Gene Silva on a tear, who has looked flawless in the UFC so far. The best fighting nerd by a landslide. What else do I need to tell you? Now we gotta just get to the brass tacks and talk about what's gonna happen in this fight. Sorry, Diego, but yeah, you're getting fucked up, buddy. Betting odds agree. Gene Silva's gonna win this fight, and I hate to say that because we all love Diego Lopez. He's a good dude. He's a great fighter. It should be him and Yair on this card, but logic. He's getting fucked up here. He's not beating Gene Silva. No one is for a while. Like, Gene Silva's going to be champion next year. He's going to win this fight and then fight the winner of Murphy Volk and beat him. He's just that damn good. Diego's great. Diego's fucking phenomenal. And if Gene does run through him like we expect him to, holy shit, would that be impressive. We've given him his second loss in the UFC. Only losses to short, bald dudes. That's weird. Nothing. Diego has no chance, but he has a slim chance. Diego has great striking. He has great power. He has phenomenal grappling. But those are all things Gene has as well. Great striking, phenomenal power, and great grappling. I can't pick against Gene Silva. He's going to be champion next year. Give me Gene Silva by knockout in the first. I hate to say it because we love Diego Lopez. I've never picked against him. But I have to here, having to split hairs and pick between two fan favorites. Two of my favorites in the division, or let alone the UFC. I gotta do it. Give me Gene Silva by knockout in the first. It's a phenomenal fight. But just getting to the point. Sorry, Diego, you got an upwards battle that I don't think you can win. Well, I think you could win, but I wouldn't be confident in you winning. Give me the future champion by this time next year, Gene Silva, by decision, by knockout in the first. Sorry, Diego. what else can I say? I wouldn't be upset if Diego won, because who doesn't love Diego? But I'm going Gene Silva by knockout in the first. There you go. And, that's the main event. Hate to do it, hate to pick against him. But Gene Silva's gonna win that belt next year. Sorry, Diego. And with that being said, I can finally end the breakdown with, boom. That was a card. To go over my picks one more time. Daniil Donchenko by knockout in the first. Alice Pereira by decision. Alessandro Costa by decision. Reese by knockout in the first. Luis Gurule by decision. Tatiana Suarez by decision. Joaquim Silva by decision. Duško Todorović by decision. Santiago Luna by decision. Diego Fieta by decision. Kelvin Gastelum, my lock of the night by decision. Jared Gordon by decision. Rob Font by decision. And Gene Silva by knockout in the first to end Noche UFC Part 3. Bang. I'll already get to what you're already saying. Well, that's a lot of decisions, but like I always say, how many of these fights could really end in a finish? Probably not. Unlikely, maybe, but unlikely. Doubtful. Maybe a submission. Doubtful. 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 Maybe. No. No. And no. So, if I had to add another finish prediction, it'd probably be Diego or Tatiana. More likely Diego, to be honest. So, Ferreira, not Lopez. Diego Ferreira. So, and there you go. That's what I think of Noche UFC. Like I said, it's a great main event with an Apex card under it. It's a super weak card, in my opinion. Especially for Noche standards. You don't got Brand Moreno, Yair Rodriguez, Irene Aldana, Alexa Grasso. Who else are we missing? Probably a lot of other fighters. But that's just the top names off the top of my head. Like, and I get a lot of them have fought recently. Outside of Irene, I don't know where the fuck she is. But like, Grasso just fought, fine, I get him. Moreno, where the fuck is he? Fucking Yair, why is he not on this card fighting Diego? Like, I think they could have booked this card better, but like I said earlier, they care more about Canelo and Crawford, and it's bullshit. It's truly bullshit, but what can you do? Hopefully the card's still good. I'm excited, but, just pray, I guess. Fuck boxing, even though I'll probably still check out Canelo Crawford just in the background of this card. I like that I am picking Bud and watch. Can't wait to be right there as well. And, yeah. Here you go. Dana's second thought on Saturday behind his precious boxing. There's my breakdown for it. Noche UFC 3. Hopefully it's good, because on paper it doesn't look it outside the main event. We can hope, we can pray, and hopefully I get a lot of my decision predictions wrong, because hopefully we get all knockouts, but I have my doubts on a card that doesn't look full of finishers and finishes. Prove me wrong. Let's have a banger. Mexican Independence Day. Let's see what happens this Noche. With that being said, not really much else that needs to be said. Obviously I'll recap this card on Sunday. Hopefully I'm talking highly about it and not bad about it. Knock on wood. Stream-wise, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, you already know the gist. Shorts, whenever they come out. And, yeah. Hopefully we get some picks right here. Hopefully we make some money. Me and Jaybird will make some parlays for this shit. And hopefully win something. And, yeah. I'm excited. Even if the card's not great, I'm still excited. And let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens this Noche. That being said, I don't really think there's much else that needs to be said. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm trying to think, is there anything else I can say? Like, yeah, I think I've said everything. So, with that being said, I guess the only thing left to say is I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe, 200 subs goal by the end of 2025. And as always, other than me to say something which I don't believe I am, as we look at the best poster of the year to close out the video like we always do, we say, as always, RX out. Good vibes only.